Hello, welcome to this presentation, or as you can call it, pitch. I'm very excited to share with you guys on what I want to plan on making the projects for this portfolio assignment. So it's going to be an interesting one. So let me just share my screen here real quick so that you get to see what I'm actually trying to say. Okay, so you should now be able to see my screen right there. Um, just gonna go and open this in a slideshow. Yeah, yeah. So the project that I'm actually going to be working on in this portfolio project is going to be the survey management system. As the slogan says, the right tool for feedback collection. So I've seen how important it is to collect feedback. So for every organization or companies, they would like to get feedback from their employees, they would like to get feedback from their customers and things like that. So this system actually enables them to be able to collect such kind of feedback. So it's going to be a survey management system. I'm going to call it SolvePro. Of course, the name is not here, but that's basically how I'm going to call it. And meet the creator. My name is Peter, very enthusiastic programmer. I like to write code that actually changes people's lives. And I'm thankful for being able to participate in this ALX software engineering program because I've actually taken my skills to the next level. Yeah, so that is enough about me. Let's go to the project itself. Yeah, so the survey management system is going to be a dynamic, user-friendly web application. So it's going to be a web-based application, which was designed to make it easy in the process of creating, distributing, and analyzing surveys within organizational settings. So companies will be able to create different kind of surveys and share that with the people so that they can leave their feedback and things like that, so that they can use such responses for analysis and things like that. So it's got these key features, which are intuitive survey creation. So an admin or whoever's responsible can simply just log into the system and start creating surveys, specify questions, and then those questions can be distributed to people. Okay. Next thing, it's got a very participant friendly interface. Okay, the questions are laid out very simple, and everyone knows how they can answer them because the questions are highlighted and laid down very systematically, and each one of them cannot be lost in terms of answering those questions because each question is going to be put in a way that everybody understands what kind of information they need to provide. And of course, the questions, if I'm going to ask a question about numbers, so the system will not allow any kind of other input, so it will only accept numbers. So you can see it guides the user in getting to give the right answer for the right question. The next thing, another key feature is going to be about easy sharing. Of course, we know that it is important to be able to share such surveys to people. Okay, so with this one, you will be able to share links to different people. So you can generate custom links, which are unique for everybody for any person you would like to share the survey with, then they can be able to open and build their responses for your collection. Okay. Then lastly, we've got an easy way of presenting the data or the responses that have been collected. You can visualize the information, or you can even have some other kind of summary where you can see most of them have answered given what kind of answer and things like that. So this is something that is going to be much important for this project. Yeah. Learning objective for this project, as you can see here, first of all, I'm going to be learning on how to handle data because this involves collecting responses from people. So with this, I mean, I'll be able to collect that information and I know how important it is to get that information and organize it in such a way that it can easily be accessed and parsed for interpretation and analysis. So that is one thing. Another thing is going to be state management. I understand how important state management is to make sure that your application components work together. Okay, so my package of choice is going to be Pinia. So this is actually going to help me to manage the state of my application. We also see in the part of where I talk about the technologies used. Of course, I also want to explore the concept of bundling assets. Okay, so we are going to use VIT, which is, you can also search that on Google and see what it is about. So you can basically create your assets like JavaScript files, CSS files, and things like that. Then it can be put together in such a way that they're easily accessible and in an optimized way. So that these are basically some of the learning objects that I intend to focus on in this particular project. So let's move to the technologies used. Okay, so I've used these main parts of technologies. We've got the Laravel framework, which is a very good starting point for development, since it provides the all this code ready for you to start working directly. So you don't have to deal with things like authentication and security and things like that. So you can simply just start writing and start developing your project. On the front end, I'm going to be using Vue.js for monitoring, for creating different components and user interfaces. So this is going to be the technology of choice. I've chosen this one because it's easy to learn and it's got some really interesting stuff that I like to use. So this is my framework of choice. And then earlier I spoke about the state management, which I said I'm going to use Pinia. So this is part of my technology stack, which I'm going to use here. So that is also something. I'm also going to be using my MySQL database because this is available everywhere and it's open source, it's free. So nothing about the cost and things like that. So, and it works well with Laravel. So out of the box. So this is good. And then of course, I'm going to be using Git and GitHub for controlling the version of my application. So that is basically about the technology that I've used. Um, so I've spoken about how, before I just show you the procedures. Yeah, so the project is actually going to help companies being able to collect feedback in a good manner, be it HR or any supervisor of a specific department if they want to ask, make a survey for their people and things like that. They can create a list of questionnaires and then those people can like ask questions and things like that. So I think this is going to be very interesting project. For some of you, I think maybe you've seen how Google Form works. So I'm planning to make it work like that, but with the extra functionality because that one you have control. It's going to be hosted in your server. So you have full control of the data and everything like that. So that is basically what the system is about. Right now, I'm going to show you my plan uh, of how I'm going to handle this information on Trello. So I've created a simple uh, board here. Just as you can see, I've divided it into four parts. We've got the backlog. Then we've got the work for the week one, the first week. And then we've got the work for week two, as well as the done part. So these projects are actually, once they're complete, I'll be moving them to the done part whenever I can. So I'll be adding more and more tasks here. So as time goes on. Yeah, so I think this is going to be an interesting project, and I just can't wait to have the final project and share it with the people. I believe it's going to change, or it's going to help a lot of people because they'll be able to collect feedback. You can even use it as a quiz or something like that. Quiz, the surveys that you're going to be taking, you can put them like maybe timely or something like that. So I think this is going to be a very, very interesting project. So thank you for listening. Let me stop here.